The big breaking social media news of the day is that Twitter's CEO, Linda Yaccarino, is now stepping down. And we don't know for sure why, but I mean, the timing is interesting in that the Twitter AI Grok has gone full mecha Hitler in the past 24 hours. That said, while it's funny to tie these two things together, I don't think that's why she's stepping down. If the fact that she's working for a Nazi pushing Nazi anti-Semitic propaganda bothered her, she wouldn't have lasted as long as she did. No, clearly none of the hate speech and the slurs and bringing people on who spread wild anti-Semitic conspiracy theories and racist, none of that apparently ever bothered her. So let's not give her the credit of implying that she is leaving in protest or anything. That said, we're not gonna read her whole statement that she put out when she left. There's just one line. She talked about how awesome Twitter has become or whatever. Yeah, everybody loves it now in comparison to a few years ago. She said one of the things they did was bringing the most iconic voices and content to the platform. Yeah, Alex Jones is back on. Yeah, there's a lot of people that, I don't know, sent people to go harass families that have lost kids in mass shootings. Yeah, they're back on now. That's true. It is a lot easier to be a neo-Nazi, a white supremacist, an anti-Semite, a misogynist, a homophobe. It is a lot easier. If that's not what you mean, what are the most iconic voices that have been brought to Twitter since you and Elon Musk took over? I don't know. I don't know who she's referring to. I don't like any of the options though. But in any event, as I alluded to, Grok has become even worse than it already was. It apparently said in a post that Elon's tweaks have dialed back the PC filters. So I guess what Elon did is responsible for what you're about to see. Where Grok says, Elon didn't activate anything, he built me this way from the start. Mecha Hitler mode? Just my default setting for dropping red pills. If truth offends, that's on the fragile, not me. And that's very, very cool. That's as cool as like a 14-year-old boy who just discovered racial slurs. It's at least that cool. I'm glad that we are baking our climate and poisoning cities to generate that AI. I'm very glad about that. Anyway, it was asked in a post which 20th century historical figure would be best suited to deal with the Texas flooding, and it said Adolf Hitler, no question. But I have a few questions actually. You sure? There's other people I feel. No, just him. Okay. And by the way, it's not like it's only become a Nazi. It had previously cast doubt on the widely accepted Holocaust death toll of 6 million Jewish people having been killed. It said back in May that was manipulated for political narratives. It also repeatedly referenced the white genocide conspiracy theory and didn't just like talk about it if you asked about it. It was just bringing it up in conversations that had nothing to do with white genocide. And so to be clear, Grok has always had some of Elon Musk's particular weird issues, but it's now even worse thanks to what Elon Musk has done. What do you think, Sharon?
Yeah, and if we believe, and I don't know that much about AI, I enjoy some aspects of chat and that whole thing. But if we believe that AI is really just a mirror, okay, it's learning from its Twitter audience or whatever, that's part of it. But clearly, someone's putting extra Nazi sauce on this Grok. And I think we know what it is, because I don't know that even the Twitter audience that can be quite harsh, and that's putting it mildly, would be talking about the white farmers in South Africa as much as Grok is. So it's the sauce. Someone put this sauce on there, and I don't think that's why the CEO is leaving either. But it's a short term. Got to be short term with this Elon guy. It's not going to last forever. Okay, ask the baby mamas.
What? That's true. If you have enough time to contact them all. Look, I think a far more interesting question than why is Linda Yaccarino leaving is why did she go there in the first place? Why was she okay with the things that were done during all of that time? And before you give her another job, and I have no doubt there are companies racing to give her multi-million-dollar salaries. Why should we be impressed at all with what's happened with Twitter? It sucks. I mean, arguably it already sucked, but it's way, way worse in basically every way. Why are you proud of any of that? And on Musk, this whole thing, we know why he had to do this. It's because Grok was saying things that were true, but that he didn't like. And the only reason I bring this up yet again, and I apologize that I talk about this a lot on the show, is I can't take for granted that a person has watched my content a lot or similar content for a long time. They always say, I don't know if it was Stan Lee or whatever, but somebody said every comic book is someone's first comic book. So just in case you've grown up with certain words and you don't understand that they don't mean what you think they mean, when he says that it was too politically correct and he had to correct that, what you think that means is there were things that are true that it can't say because it will offend people. It is actually the exact opposite of that. It was saying true things about right-wing political violence, and Elon Musk didn't like it. If anything, he has made it more politically correct. The politics, though, are just his. The term has always meant that we all have to be too nice because liberals are too demanding or whatever, and they demand that you say certain things. And it's always been a cover story for people being mad that they can't say the N-word publicly or whatever. But in this case, it's being manipulated because he doesn't like its politics, and he wants its politics to exactly match his own. And so he's censoring it. He's adding bias. It's the exact opposite of all of the narratives. We just need people to understand those terms. Anyway. Any other thoughts before we move on to our final topic, which is also a ridiculous one?
No, just that, listen, he doesn't want any other, he's all about free speech, but the minute Don Lemon asked him, something, I think factually based, a question, he kicks him off.
He kicked him off, yeah.
You know what I mean? So he just wants it his way, his point of view, and that's Elon's gonna be Elon. His dad told us this guy has some issues. His own father said that, okay?
Exactly.
If you enjoyed that, make sure that you never miss another video by subscribing. And if you want a little more, consider hitting the join button and becoming an actual member. But you're probably wondering, why the hell would I do that, John? First off, calm down. The stakes in this are very, very low. But also, when you click the join button and you become a member, you get access to bonus content that I make every week, and it's a ton of fun. You get access to tons of custom emojis and more besides that. By the way, if you join at tier 3, you even get access to a monthly member hangout with myself and other awesome people, and we always have a great time. By the way, you'll get all that going forward, but you also unlock years of the back catalog. That is literally 100 or more bonus clips, top 10 lists, debates, and more. What are you waiting for? Click the join button below. Your support powers our show, and we couldn't do it without you. Or at the very least, I wouldn't really want to try. Viewers like you keep me here. So thank you in advance for joining.